His name is Mark Zuckerberg. He is only 35. He is the most enterprising young businessman in the world. The biography of Mark Zuckerberg is of great interest among both young people and the older generation. The name of this young genius is closely associated with the creation of the world's largest social network, Facebook. The number of its users is more than 1.3 billion. How did he achieve such huge success? The reason is a combination of talent, perseverance, sober calculation, and many incredible coincidences. It was all this that allowed Mark Zuckerberg to become the youngest billionaire in business history. We bring to your attention the biography of the most influential person on the internet. Who are Mark Zuckerberg's parents? Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, comes from a family with diverse professional backgrounds. His father, Edward Zuckerberg, practiced dentistry, while his mother, Karen Zuckerberg, first worked as a psychiatrist before focusing on family life. Growing up in Dobbs Ferry, New York, Mark was influenced by his parents' passion for computers, which sparked his own early interest in technology. In addition to Mark, 3 daughters were growing up in the family. The eldest was named Randy. The 2 youngest were Ariel and Donna. What is Mark Zuckerberg's nationality? His ancestors came from Germany, Austria, and Poland, but Mark Zuckerberg is Jewish by nationality. Mark Elliott Zuckerberg was born on May 14, 1984, into a Jewish family in White Plains, New York. When Mark was 10 years old, he received a computer from his father. This gift was not used for entertainment, but to make his dream come true. Since childhood, the future entrepreneur began to become interested in computer technology, and his father taught him his first programming language. This is how Mark mastered BASIC, a universal code of symbolic instructions for beginners. Already in his school years, Zuckerberg wrote programs and even managed to develop the first social network called ZerkNet. After graduating from high school, Mark Zuckerberg unexpectedly entered Harvard University to study psychology, where he was interested in literature and even sports. He made progress in fencing. In parallel with the study of psychology, he continued to improve programming while still creating his own programs. In 2002, he became a student at Harvard University. However, he managed to obtain a diploma only 10 years later. The fact is that because of the creation of one of his main Facebook projects, Zuckerberg dropped out of university. The famous programmer has one feature that is associated with his vision. Mark is colorblind. He is unable to distinguish between yellow and red. That is why blue was chosen as the main color for Facebook. This is the most saturated color for me. I see blue very well, Zuckerberg explained to The New Yorker. Based on the software developed by FaceMash, Zuckerberg created such a grandiose creation as the social network Facebook. This is how students at Harvard University could communicate over a local network. Mark received great help from his classmates Chris Hughes, Eduardo Severin, and Dustin Moskowitz. In just a few days, Facebook expanded beyond Harvard University to Ivy League schools in Boston, New York, Massachusetts, and Canada. Soon, they were joined by Stanford and Columbia University. However, the founder of Facebook realized that huge investments were needed to develop the project. And following the example of Bill Gates, he left Harvard and invested all the money intended for education in his brainchild. Zuckerberg later registered his project and became CEO of Facebook. And then the young developer was able to interest well-known wealthy investors in the project. Among them were the creator of the Napster file, sharing program Sean Parker, the creator of the first business social network, LinkedIn Reid Hoffman, as well as the co-founder of the PayPal payment system, Peter Thiel. It was he who invested $500,000 in this business, and Bill Gates even signed up for Facebook. This provided excellent advertising for the network. In 2005, Mark Zuckerberg purchased the Facebook.com domain. It cost him $200,000. At that time, the social network already had more than 5 million users, and every day their number increased. However, the discovery of Facebook cost Mark dearly due to accusations from his classmates. Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss and Divya Narendra decided that Zuckerberg stole their idea. The programmer, along with his fellow students, worked on the student social network Harvard Connection.com and then focused on a personal project. However, the students decided that Mark had borrowed their ideas for his own website and complained to the university newspaper, the Harvard Crimson. After this, a lawsuit was filed against Zuckerberg. According to the court decision, he paid the dissatisfied $65 million. Some interesting facts from the life of a billionaire. 1. Mark Zuckerberg is one of the richest people in the field of high technology. His net worth is over $55 billion. 2. In 2016, Mark Zuckerberg's online account was hacked and his password was declassified. If you believe the hacker's statements, the billionaire's password is ridiculously simple. ... Control of the account was quickly returned to the owner, and traces of hacker activity were removed. 3. In June 2017, Mark Zuckerberg announced a new record. The number of Facebook accounts reached 2 billion. 4. In 2012, Zuckerberg made a rather bold decision to acquire Instagram. This resource was already quite popular at that time, and it could compete with Facebook. The transaction was completed for $1 billion in cash and shares. Since then, the social network has undergone several changes, from the logo to the rules of the user agreement. The latter even provoked sharp criticism among the audience, and the site lost up to 25% of its users. 5. WhatsApp. One of Zuckerberg's largest acquisitions was the purchase of a popular instant messenger for $19 billion. It was assumed that this financial investment would accelerate the growth of the number of users and their activity for both companies. This became the most expensive investment for the billionaire's company. The plan really worked. A year after the acquisition, WhatsApp's audience grew to 700 million. And in 2020, the number of users exceeded the 2 billion user. What does the IT billionaire himself say about his work? To all my younger brothers and friends who are going to college or university, I advise one thing: learn to code, guys.